Hey, warriors. This is another show of chit chats and daily rants. And we have a special guest today. She was supposed to come on last week. She was not feeling well, but I am so glad she's feeling better today. And not because of the interview, but because guess what? When you hit with a lot of stuff, you don't want to see nobody else feeling down and bad. You want them feeling good. So, for that purpose alone, I'm glad she's feeling better. But today we're going to talk about Addison's and sarcoidosis diseases, and she's going to just share with us her story of living with both of these elements. It's going to wait for some people to come in here. I know I am a few minutes behind on time. Should have been here at 6:30, but I am here now. Hey, welcome in, Renaissance Grandma. Thanks for stopping in. Today we're going to be talking about Addison's and sarcoidosis. I have a special guest. She's going to come on. I'm going to send her the link, and we're just waiting for a couple of more people to come on. How was your day today? I'm going to be learning just as well as everyone else because I'm not fully educated on it. So I want to learn more about it. We just don't know who we're running to on our daily day lives who battle with different diseases. So if we learn about them over time, we'll know what's out here. And also just for ourselves, because people have walked around and have stuff for many, many years and don't even know about it. So that's another reason why I want to discuss every Sunday a different disease with us. I know a lot of people know about cancer, and that'd be the number one, but it's so many different cancers and there's so many other diseases. Good, Miss Vanessa, I said thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I know I enjoyed your video in the garden that time. I'm like, ooh, be careful. I don't want you falling. Not at all. I said I'm gonna start my garden in the springtime. I don't know if we're gonna take it in, but I'm definitely gonna start it. And I guess I told her she's gonna come on at 6:45. Hey Jared, how are you? Jared is over there growing and everything. I'm so proud of you. Jared was like, I don't know if I want to be up on a platform, and he started doing his videos and he just then took off. I'm so proud of you and all that you're doing over there, sharing your story, encouraging people to keep going on their everyday life. I appreciate it. So like I said, I'm just waiting to 6:45 and then she's gonna come in. She says, yes, definitely started. Yes, I'm starting soon as spring hit. Hey, Cooking with Nat TV, how are you? Thanks for coming in. I'm starting as soon as spring hit because I want to take advantage of every vegetable I can grow. And I'm so excited to do salads. I mean, yeah, I'm really excited to grow everything for the salad and make the salads. And I was like, I might sell salads for the summer. I just might do that because everybody say they love my salads, and I'm like, I really don't do nothing but cut it up. But chopping is therapy for me. Everybody is speaking to everybody. I'm just waiting to 6:45, y'all. See if some more people gonna come in, and then my guest is gonna come on. I'm gonna text her and let her know that I did send the link. Yeah. So she's gonna come on. She's gonna talk about, if you wasn't here at the beginning, Addison's and sarcoidosis. I'm not too familiar with either one of them. I've just heard her speak about it. I looked it up briefly, but she's gonna give us more in depth to it because it's a lot of people living with it, from my understanding. And Facebook groups out there. Cooking with Net TV said, I hope everyone is doing well and have a great weekend. Yes, I hope the same. Everybody have a great week going forth too. I know coming off that this Sunday into Monday can be kind of hard for some people, especially when you work and have kids, school activities throughout the week. I know I just picked up taking my son to an activity and it's every day of the week. And yeah, that's a job. So I'm just waiting for her, like I said. All right, so she has come on. Oh, look at her.
Honey,
Oh,
I had to put this together, honey.
oh, I see. I'm so glad you're feeling well this week. You look so cute.
Thank you.
Beautiful. As always, though, as always.
Thank you. I'm trying. What's
Yeah,
going on, ladies and gents? And Miss Cynthia?
I'm doing fine.
I'm
So,
ready.
are you able to read the comments?
Everyone can. It says you're in the show. That's all I see. So do I
Okay.
go to? So it'll start coming up.
So sometimes when people go on through their phone, they can see the comments, and sometimes they can't. So they pull up another device so they can read comments as well.
Oh, let me get my iPad. Oh.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
Thank you, Tay Life, for coming in. Tay said, "Hey everyone, my phone is not gonna stay on. I'm driving home. That's fine. Most important thing is for you to make it home safely. I appreciate you. Let me pull it up from my phone." Miss Renaissance grandmother said, "Hello." I done gave
Hello.
you a whole new name, Miss Renaissance grandma.
Okay, so go on your face, on yours, and then I can
Yeah,
see.
and then you
Right.
can pull it
Yeah.
up so you can see. You'll just turn the volume down real low, and then you can read the comments.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to my health care chart. Oh
Don't
no.
go there.
My niece, she been using my iPad. I'm gonna get her. Hold on. I was not prepared. I hate not being prepared. Hold on. Hold on, peoples. Hold
I
on.
just appreciate you, and I'm glad you're feeling better. That's the most
Yeah,
important.
I had to get some coffee. Something.
Okay.
Okay, let me go to your page. Something.
My head has so much pressure, y'all. It's ridiculous.
You got your hair, cause I'm used to your little braids. Hi.
Yeah, I
Okay,
got my
so
hair down. I can't afford no do right now.
I know that's right. So okay, go to your live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you can see
Oh, I
comments as they
see
come
me.
up.
Hi, everyone. Let me turn it down
Look
so
at
to
that. Amen to that. So if you can see questions, if anybody have any questions you want to ask her, feel free so we can read them off. Let's see.
I think I put my stand here so I can see you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, Shan has a YouTube channel as well. Let me go ahead and talk about that too. She has a YouTube channel. And what is the name of it?
It's Sit Pretty and Slay.
Sit Pretty and Slay. And I will drop that link down in the comment box.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Lynn. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Hi, Miss Lynn.
Oh, you know what? I think you will have to comment in the comment box for me to
Oh,
get your link.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm still learning YouTube, y'all. I really am. So how you drop people links and stuff. So maybe I need to go to your page and
hold on, I think I got it on here, but I'm gonna just put it the full thing on.
I pulled you up. Let me see.
Is that it? Yeah, I think
So
that's
yeah, I want to go over and check her out. She does hair and she does hauls as
yeah.
well.
Like all beauty content and stuff. I'm just getting back used to like doing things in like a setting in front of an audience, so to speak. Because I used to do hair shows and stuff, but it's been a long time.
Well, you're doing amazing, especially with everything that's going on health wise. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So okay, so we have Shan here, our guest for today, and we're going to be talking about sarcoidosis and Addison's diseases. Now, I call it disease. My daughter said you need to say diagnosis. You let me know what you're more comfortable with.
Diagnosis is good because claiming diseases it's in the medical field, that's what it's called. But when I say disease, because it's like when we say it, we are claiming it. I just say
Okay.
diagnosed. I was diagnosed.
Okay.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 47, and I'm um, I'm a beautician, and I call myself a stylist. And I'm a fashionista too, because I like shopping, fashion, styling, and I like to like anything like I use like with my hands. I love to do so
Okay.
basically.
Yeah, so I think you're awesome with hair. Look, you slay all the time. Also, yeah, she's really, really good with fashion. So now we're going to talk about the sarcoidosis first. Can you tell us what it is?
Well, sarcoidosis is it's a disorder or autoimmune disorder that basically have your body attack itself with little like nodules or granulomas, as they're called. I was diagnosed in 2005 in October, and it can go into remission. I should say that, but you have to really take care of yourself to get to remission. But it's also categorized by phases or stages. So like stage like A, B, 1, 2 is basically broken down by stages. So
Okay. So what exactly was going on with you that made you go to the doctor for them to lead up to this diagnosis?
I was uh I should start off by saying I was a former smoker, and which was so idiotic of me. It was a bad habit that I picked up in college, and I shouldn't have never picked it up because I was also an asthmatic, but I felt like, I wasn't having symptoms of asthma, so I was free of asthma, which
Mm-hmm.
is far from the truth. Because once you have asthma, you may still have remnants of asthma due to weather, dust, cat, dog, hair, or whatever. But we were moving in the process of moving, and I kept coughing, and I was like not feeling well, like really, really feeling ill. And told my mom I think I might have pneumonia because I had never had pneumonia, but it just felt like something pneumonia would feel like.
Right.
And so I went to the ER, and they did an X-ray and found pneumonia, and they gave me antibiotic, and then they sent me home. Like, it should clear up in a few days. So like after the third day of the antibiotic, I was still coughing, like, and was hurting real bad. I was throwing up real bad, couldn't like hold anything down, and I was dropping weight like so bad. And next thing you know, I went back to the ER, and the pneumonia hadn't left. It was still there. They could see it on the X-ray.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, also we're seeing not like masses in your chest. And I was like, what? So they're like, we would like to keep you just to, figure this out. So I was like, oh my goodness. Like, okay. So I ended up staying. I stayed a week and a half actually in emergent. They moved me to the admitting. They admitted me in. And so what happened? Is it Cynthia?
I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually taking down. Yeah, I gotta loosen up my hair. I'm having
Oh,
issues over here. I
okay.
apologize.
Okay.
Okay.
So then once a pulmonary team came in, like about 7 doctors, I was like, what is going on? When I seen that, I was 30 years old at the time. And so, you're still youthful and you like, what is going on? Like, it was a team at my bedside, like, this is more serious than we thought. It could be cancer. I was like, cancer? I instantly was just crying. Like, so my mom, me and my mom is really close. So
Right.
she wasn't there. So I was like, where, at this point, I just needed someone there. And I had a roommate, and she was like 80 years old. And she was like, don't cry, young lady. It's going to be okay. I have cancer and I
Oh.
beat it. So I was like optimistic, but I really wanted, like, next thing you know, they said they weren't going to do a biopsy of my lung. And I was like, okay, so how do you do it? So they gave me a needle guided biopsy. They say you could do different types of biopsies.
Mm-hmm.
Most people that I know that suffer from pulmonary sarcoidosis, they they go down in their throat, and then they pinch it off. Hold on, Cynthia.
That's fine.
That's her.
So we have Cooking with Net TV. She asked, did you do that ponytail? She went to go view your page.
Yeah, she took off these.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and
thought
that's
they was
one-
about to ask me about some health stuff.
No. She went to go
Yeah,
view
I
your
did
page.
all my work on that page. I have a haul coming too. Cynthia mentioned that. I just got to finish the taping, and we're going to do it in two parts.
And that was a glueless ponytail. Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so they basically did a needle guided biopsy and seen it, and they, it take time for it to come back, and it confirmed it was sarcoidosis. Mind you, sarcoidosis wasn't well known, back, this was like 2005. Only a handful of people heard of sarcoidosis. And I was like, what is that? I had never heard of it. They were like, well, it's not cancer, but it does sometimes act as if it moves like cancer, because it can move to organ to organ. And I was like, oh, but I was just grateful that it wasn't cancer, because they said it could be treated, like where I could still have a good life. But it also causes severe fatigue and like bone and muscle issues. It does a number on you. And then of course wheezing and coughing. So, that's how I got diagnosed.
Okay. In what way have you had to limit your life because of sarcoidosis?
I'm a go-getter. Like, I love to get it. Like, it's the energy for me. Like the energy really knocks me down. And the older I get, the worse my energy tank just depletes. So I know that's normal as you age, but it just seems like I haven't had energy since I've been diagnosed. Like, just a regular dose of energy where I just feel like I have to drink coffee. People say it's bad for you and all that, but I've read that it's beneficial in a lot of ways. So it works for me. It gives me a little energy. So, but it's the energy and the not being able to feel like me a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And it alters like a lot. Like, I have to adjust my flow of things, So if I plan something, I like to literally plan my life, like for the week. Like, I have to know what I'm doing so I can be mentally ready to do it.
I understand that. We got Don that came in. How are you, Miss Don?
Hi.
Yes, I did. Also, I want to ask, like, what treatment plan did they offer you, and are you on a daily med?
They did in the beginning. They gave me high doses, which I don't recommend, but depending on what stage you are diagnosed at, I was a stage 2, which is like in the middle, which is not bad, but not good. So, but it's not the worst of the worst. So that was a blessing to know, because they told me by being a stage 2, it could be put into remission. So I was grateful and hopeful for that. And when they gave me like real high doses for like 2-3 years of steroids. So I gained like 100 pounds, almost like 70 some pounds. For my frame, I'm short. So for my frame, it was so much. And I was still like, to me, it made me worse because I was wheezing. I was heavier, super heavy. I was like 2 something, like 250. Okay. And that was a lot for me. So, I mean, I'm curvy naturally, but it was just a lot. And so when I pushed myself to start working out, I just kept doing the elliptical and treadmill. And I slowly started losing weight, and that helped the lungs get stronger too.
Okay.
About the pulmonary. Mm-hmm.
I was about to ask you, did it give you any problems when working out and with the sarcoidosis?
It would cough, and you just days. You know how it is. You got to push through it. And as I started, like, I would just take my inhaler and just keep going, and slowly the weight came off. And then it was like I started feeling better because my lungs were getting stronger.
Okay.
But I did have setbacks because I done had collapsed lungs from it. I have scarring on my lower right lung. It's called the lobe. Like your lungs is made up of lobes, right, left,
the lymph nodes, or just
the lung itself.
Okay.
The lymph nodes are healed because they're in remission, so they're not flared or inflamed. But it leaves scarring once it attacks it. So like my lower right, it won't be ever regular again. Yeah, so.
Okay, thank you so much. I had to turn off this camera because I'm literally over here struggling, y'all, and I do apologize. We have Net TV. She said, I'm sorry to hear that. I will keep you in my prayers. I just know you're a fighter. Definitely don't look like what you're going through. Beautiful. Steen Ray, thanks for coming in. She says, putting you and your family in prayers.
Thank you.
On the prayer list, you got MTGV saying hello. MTGV
hello.
Saying hello.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, it was steroid was prednisone. Yes, it was
Yeah.
terrible, terrible. I mean, it was like 100, and it was, the first doses were like 100 milligrams. That's a lot, you know. Then they would wean me down, then they would taper me off. But you know, the taper off steroids is really bad too. It makes you feel terrible. But to get on them, when you first get on them, you feel great because it's giving you energy and stuff. But then I had to like always test my sugar to make sure I wasn't like getting, you know, like onset diabetes with it, because you know, as you know, steroids can bring about diabetes. So you know, I keep fighting, you know, and it's in remission, so that's a blessing, you know.
Yeah. Now, you said in remission, I know we spoke briefly about it. Some people who are diagnosed have to go through chemo, correct?
Yes, my brother just was recently diagnosed. I went with him along his journey to get diagnosed, and he has like nodules. His nodules are in his lungs and his spleen and in his liver. So he is actually currently his treatment is small doses of chemotherapy pills with, ooh, excuse me, six tablets one time a week. So he's not his treatment was a dose pack just
Hmm.
for a small short time, just so it wouldn't be high increments of steroid, because his doctor didn't feel comfortable with that, because they've been done research and said sometimes you have to let it run its course to see how, if it's going to go up or down or get better or stay the same. So
Okay.
they just treat him with that. And he
I
said it's fine.
definitely hope.
That's, huh?
I said I definitely hope it works for him and he don't have to do anything else.
His coughing seems like it's better, because at first, you know, that coughing is what really inflames. When you constantly coughing, that inflames your chest and your throat, and it irritates and causes a lot of mucus, and that causes it to react. Yeah, so he's better with it. He rarely coughs now. Yeah.
Also, now we have people speaking. Don said, commending you, beautiful ladies, blessed. Um,
Oh,
Stingray says she took the steroids for her Crohn's disease.
oh, I'm familiar with Crohn's too.
Okay.
Yeah, I had someone that I know had that. Yeah. Hmm. Sometimes with autoimmune diseases, also, I don't know if some people do or don't know. When you have one, sometimes 9 times out of 10, you are prevalent to catch something else, or you will be introduced to later on. It'll kind of go. It's like chronic fatigue syndrome. I was told I had that. I was told I had fibromyalgia. But I don't claim none of that. You know.
Right.
You know. Me and you talk about that a lot. Like, it's how you, it's day to day, how you feel, how you push through it. And some
Exactly.
days you can't push. You just be tired of pushing.
And those are days you lay down and you okay to
Yeah,
take those breaks and you free for
yeah,
that, you know? And you
yeah.
don't feel bad or beat yourself up because you know you are battling what other people is not, you know?
Right.
And
Correct.
even if a person don't understand, that's gonna be a problem for them. But for you, you do what's best for your body.
That's right.
We
Yeah.
have
We talk about that a lot. And, you know, I felt bad last week. That's why I couldn't come on. But,
mm-mm,
you know,
not
it was like, ew, I couldn't get going. I just couldn't. I felt so bad. And, you know, I got other stuff, you know, they're trying to figure out too. So with my stomach now, and when she spoke about Crohn's, they were ruling that out. So, you know, it's a lot going on. Looks are
no,
deceiving. So I like to feel good, look good. When you feel good and, you know, love on yourself, you feel better. That's just my concept of it. It may not be nobody else's, but I've had clients, you know, because I do hair, cancer patients who have passed on. I done their hair through hospice and palliative care, and at their funerals and stuff. I styled their hair, and I know how they felt when they were within the living, and they felt better, to look good, because it made them feel better. You know, people say appearance is not about always looking perfect, but it also, when you don't look your best, you don't feel your best sometimes, for some people, not all. But sometimes it just, if your hair is even shampooed, that make you feel better because it's fresh and clean, or just putting a curl here and there, putting a
yeah.
little lip gloss on. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. I done came to you for a shampoo, and what we do right afterwards, wrap my hair right
Wrap
up.
it up.
But
Girl, I
it's
ain't going nowhere, but I feel better. I'm gonna wrap this up and go
that's
about
it. That's how I just want to feel better. Just
yeah.
wash it and wrap it. I don't care. I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Just to put you in a better mood.
Yeah, because during the week, I do stuff for just like my channel and stuff. During the week, I don't have none of girl. I be at the gym, moving around, grocery shopping. My hair be tied up too. So it's about two. I notice when I do like push to like take time and love on me, I do feel better because it make me want to really go and stay going. But
Exactly.
some days you be like, I don't care.
Now I'm here, everybody. I really am. I just had to shut the camera down because I am literally over here struggling, but I'm not gonna stop this live. We're gonna keep pushing through. We got Cooking with Nat. She said, I'm sorry to hear that about Ray. TSM, thank you for coming in. Um, Thank you for sharing us. Net TV. She said, thanks for sharing with us. Lynn said prednisone is an ugly drug. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of side effects, and I am one of the ones that use it, but the side effects are really bad when it's used for long term. We got Tori Brain Gang that came in. He said hello to everybody. Cooking with that, everybody is speaking. Ms. Lynn said, I am glad you shared. I never heard of the sarcoidosis. Thank you for sharing. Always here to learn.
Yeah, you're welcome. Actually, what's his name? Bernie Mac had it. That's where he passed from complications from the pneumonia. 9 times out of 10, most people with sarcoidosis that's pulmonary in their lungs, that's what they pass from is the pneumonia keeps coming back and reoccurring and scarring up everything. So it's hard to, once it's scarred up too severely, your lungs can't, they don't have room to breathe. So eventually you do pass from that. But I also know that sarcoidosis does travel. It moves to brain, heart, and most ethnicities. If you look it up, you guys, you will see like Asian. It'll say predominant like cardiac pulmonary sarcoidosis is in the heart. So it's normally it'll say it's more prevalent in Asian communities and or Mediterranean communities. Or I know one man they said most Black people get it in their lungs or their skin or but one Black guy I knew he passed away, but it went in his brain and he had half his brain removed. He lived for a year like that, and his beautiful wife was by his side the whole time because I am part of a support group. I've known several people to pass, white, Black, Asian, it doesn't matter what color you are. It affects any community, but it depends on where you get it and how good you take care of yourself and getting diagnosed early and knowing the signs and symptoms.
Now I seen someone say something about diet. How much have you had to change your diet after being diagnosed?
It's the dairy. I always had to not have a lot of dairy anyway because dairy holds mucus like ice cream, milk, cheese. That's always been different anyway because of the simple fact that dairy products hold that and it's hard to like cough up. That's why they tell you like if you have asthma, don't eat a lot of milk, drink a lot of milk, eat a lot of dairy because it holds mucus. Even yogurt, little stuff like that, it affects how you be able to cough it up or be able to get rid of the phlegm.
All right, we have King Kevin and came in. Thank you for coming in. Lynn says we'll keep you in her prayers, beautiful queen. Cooking with Nat. It's always good to get a second opinion.
Oh
So I
yeah,
get it.
yeah. I've been to one of the most top people. He's retired now. I went to like 5 different. I'm always Cynthia. No, I'm a researcher.
Yeah.
I research like They be my doctors be when I first meet them. They be thinking I'm like in the medical field already because I didn't over the years I didn't educated myself on anything and everything medical wise testing, DNA testing, genetic testing, different things to figure out what else is going on with me because it's not just that. So she knows, like like we talk about that, like it's I'm like an encyclopedia of medical, since my mom is in medical too. So sometimes I do like to hear the doctor's opinion, only because I want to bounce my idea off of them, but I don't want to come across when I first meet a physician like I know it all, because they're gonna be like, oh, she's the Google queen, or she's, sometimes they have this perception already of patients because of COVID, then really research so much that they think they're the physician. But I do come once I feel like I'm not being advocated for. I'm very stern with my physicians. They know me. They be like, "Oh, we're gonna get the test done." Oh yeah, we are. Because if not, I will leave, and I always have all my records with me when I go. So
Yeah, you got to be real thorough, even behind them, because some of them suggest one thing when you should be doing something else.
yeah,
So you definitely got to do your research. Net TV say boost your boost your self esteem about the hair and everything. Leanne said so true. So we far behind in the stat. It says Kevin said it's static with you, and I do hear the static, but I don't think it's so bad that it is affecting what you're seeing.
oh, I don't know.
Do you have another device with a volume up or something? Is
I
the
cut
volume
it.
all the way down?
I cut it down. I cut it all the way down. Let's see.
We got people speaking to a brain game.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, Tisha
Keisha
Campbell, she
Campbell.
does have it.
Okay.
Steven Seagal had it too. I don't know how true that is.
Now, what about the Addison? Because I've only known what you have told me and the little bit of research that I was able to do. Can you share with us about that and how the two work? If they
Well,
affect the other.
well, Addison's is it affects it's an adrenal disorder, but it also, so remember when I mentioned one will kind of piggyback off another type of disorder. I was diagnosed by an endocrinologist like in 2017, I believe, and
Mm-hmm.
I was so tired. Once again, the fatigue. I just related it to sarcoidosis, but at the time, I was told that I was in remission. So for sarcoidosis, so they did. I went to the endocrinology because they were. I was like, well, once I researched, I said this is the only thing I can think of. Maybe it's adrenal disorder. Just me thinking because I researched, and they were like, you're right, because they touched what it is. You have a chemical called cortisol in your body, and that helps. That's like your fight or flight mechanism for you, like in the morning to wake up and just go, or if it's low, it's not good, because mine was like a 0.01, and it's supposed to be a minimum of 10, like a minimum, and it was like below, well below. I didn't have any gas in my tank, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So of course the treatment is hydrocortisone, another steroid.
On
So,
top of the steroid.
God, these steroids, like I was prednisone, but I was like so hesitant. She's like, no, we start you off small and we build it up, then we take it back down. So they did. And initially I was like, oh, I'm feeling better. But it also causes like a hump, like neck and little things I was noticing on my appearance. I'm like, something's going on. And I was like sweating and having chills, and I felt nauseated a lot. And they were like, yeah, those are symptoms. So it was something I was on. I forgot what medicine they were treating me with. But come to find out, it was the medication that caused it. So they
Wow.
weaned me off. My cortisol is normal now. So technically, I don't say I have Addison's, but I have to put out there that I was previously treated for it. Because
Okay.
if I pass out or faint, I used to have a emergency bracelet, and sometimes that would be if I faint or be passed out from it. The injection with a big dose of hydrocortisone would be the treatment, and it help you revive a little bit. So I claim it? Not really. I
Right.
just know what triggers, and I have my cortisol. You have to have that blood test every early in the morning by 8 a.m. to get
Mm-hmm.
the true reading for cortisol. And they'll tell you like if you're in borderline. And then it's also, if it's too high, it's called Cushing's disease, meaning your cortisol is over. and
Okay.
it makes you sick too. So the
I
body is
thank you.
definitely amazing.
Look, I thank you for all this information you dropping because I had no idea. Now you mentioned the word, and I asked everybody to come on here. Like, what are your triggers? What triggered your Addison and well, we the sarcoidosis, and also for the Addisons, is it like you can reverse it?
Well, from what I've been told is I don't no longer have it because my cortisol has been optimal for about over like a year, 2 years. So being that it was a medication that they were giving me, I forgot, I don't know if it was during COVID. And I was like, wow, because at first I was feeling icky and then I slowly started getting better. But then it was like, once I take the steroid, I would start feeling bad again. So um, well, we believe it's the medication. Let's wean you off and let's see. Sure enough, it's been fine since. So
That's
sometimes
awesome.
treatment does mess you up too, you know?
Yeah, definitely can, especially when a lot of times, they like to use us as guinea pigs
Yes.
and
So,
try different things and see if it'll work on us.
hmm
But I'm glad you are who you are because you stay on top of it.
oh yes,
You like a little
I
mini
look at
doctor
the
over there.
doctors, but I also ask all the questions, and I like to be heard. Like I told one of my specialists, listen, I feel like I'm not being heard. I feel like you're just blowing me off and passing the buck, and you're not going to do that with me. So, of course, I end up getting tested. I felt, and I'm normally right. I hate to be right because you don't want your test to be positive, Lord forbid, but you still want answers, and they were I was like, I told you. And he was like, oh, well, I thought I wrote that down, and of course not fessing up to it.
Okay. Hey, badass. Thanks for coming in. We are talking about Addison's and sarcoidosis. We have a guest
King
here.
King I'm sorry, King Cam says Steven Seagal lie a lot.
Do
Because
we? I don't know.
I was told that through another person in our group that he had it, but he did gain tons of weight. I don't know if it's because he's aging, but it just seemed like at some point he just because I equated it to steroids. But you're right, he do lie a lot. I heard that too
I ain't never heard that about him. Look at that.
about his training and stuff.
A little fun fact.
He's so silly.
I'm silly girl all day long. Look, so listen, like if you met someone today who was just diagnosed, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
Take your time on the steroid. Don't jump to that. Also, make sure you're literally biopsied because sometimes they make mistakes where they just look at the imaging and just say, oh, you can't just say that it has to literally be piece by piece and looked under a microscope because it literally shows a granuloma. It's a long weird word, but you have to be diagnosed through a biopsy. You can't just be because I know that one doctor, when I went with my brother, they were kind of like, oh, yeah, we believe it's SARC because he knew that I had a history of it, which I was like, oh, no, he's getting a biopsy because,
Mhm.
you can't be guessing like that because he's not a smoker, but that don't mean anything because lung disease, cancer, you could get lung cancer and not be a smoker.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let me ask you. Was there anything they said you could have done different, or they feel like have they really nailed what it is that causes it? Because with many diseases, they don't know.
They don't, but let me tell you what I do notice because I'm observant. And that's why I like how we speak because you advocate too and you watch things. And I notice a lot of hairstylists are getting sarcoidosis. I notice a lot of people that do home improvement because of the chemicals and the dust. So I
Mhm.
started when COVID came, I wear a mask anyway, but before COVID, I wasn't. And I had to, because they've been saying when I got diagnosed, you need to start wearing a mask when you work. And I was like young. So I was like, yeah, I'll be okay. I'm
Mhm.
treated. But why I always, how I am about masks. Not even so like if it wasn't COVID, I had started changing because I noticed the fumes from like my hot tools were like making me cough, and fumes and stuff from sprays that they say like an environmental thing. That's what they're
Okay.
saying. But I do, my brother, he works with his hands. He's a home improver. He's a painter, roofer, like he does all chemical stuff. So also they believe that it could be now a DNA link. So me and my brother, and I believe my dad, he was sick with a lung disorder, but he passed. So we never knew what it was exactly.
Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of things, they try to connect it to genetics, or like you said, breathing in different chemicals and stuff causes a lot of things. But it is on the rise, like every disease, and it's so crazy. Like the youngest I've heard with my disease is 13. What is the youngest you've heard someone being diagnosed with sarcoidosis?
I want to say the little young lady, she was 21. She was from Australia. She was a black girl too, but she had a Aboriginal descent, and she was part of our group, and it was in her eye. So that's what we also have to get to check once a year. We have to get our eyes checked, the back of them, because sometimes if they see sarc, they can see it in the back of your eye, and that'll let them know that it's triggering in the brain. And that
Wow.
we got detected was an eye exam. Like my brother has to have an eye exam. He's actually going next week because they told him just to rule it out. Because since he has it in his spleen and his liver and stuff, he have to keep his levels together. So they just want to rule out that it hasn't traveled anywhere else. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I wouldn't have thought they would be able to detect it from your eyes. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that they could do for like the telltale signs early on, and
Mhm.
probably with some things we saw and just overlooked too along the
I,
way.
I agree.
Did you
Yeah.
have a lot of coughing before you was diagnosed? Like before you said, okay, I really just got to get to the doctor, and you just kept putting it off or thinking it was just something in the air?
No, I didn't. I thought because I was moving out, I used to lift a lot. Like, people joke with me. They be like calling me Bam Bam. My brothers say like I'm strong as an ox and all this. It's a sad thing because I'm the only girl, so I used to tussle with them and stuff. But they, I'm a I'm a girlish boy. We'll say that, but
Look,
not,
I
you
respect it.
get what
I
I'm saying, like a
understand it.
tomboy. Yeah. So they were like, I was lifting furniture with the guys, and I was like, something wrong. I just knew it felt funny, and I just guessed. And I was like, this seemed like I couldn't shake it, like it was something blocking it or something in my lungs. And like I said, I was a smoker. So that day when I got diagnosed with the pneumonia, it scared me so bad because you hear walking pneumonia, you could have died. So I instantly stopped smoking. I had been smoking a pack a day for 10 years. Believe it or not, I quit cold turkey. I was so scared. I ain't even had no withdrawals. That's how I was like, I can't be playing with this because I just thought it was something so bad,
Hmm.
which it was, and you don't
I mean,
need to.
that's your health.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
took your health serious at that point, and
Yeah.
like that will make you stop cold turkey.
It did. I was so
Yeah.
scared. Oh, I was petrified. Because when
Thank
they
you,
said
Tay.
the word cancer, I'm like, cancer? I didn't even think, I didn't even look at a cigarette. That's been
Yeah.
years.
Look, I think that's a very scary word that everybody dreads to hear, and if they hear, they straighten up real quick
Yeah.
and get themselves on course. I
Yeah.
want to say thank you, Tay Eats, for coming in. Lakem, thanks for coming in. Badass, please do behave. And I don't know where Tay Life is. That's somebody who be in the chats. He's very supportive. Go check out Pretty Slay. I'm gonna get it wrong. Please say it again. You know my brain
Sit
don't be
pretty and
brain.
slay.
Sit Pretty and Slay. I'm gonna drop her link again. Thank you, Michael Farmer, for coming in. I appreciate it. So I want to know, is there anything else like far as your mood, will it affect your mood?
Oh, yes, it does. I'm so sorry. I'm so moody. I'm naturally moody anyway, but I just don't be wanting to be bothered. My peace and quiet is like the most zen thing for me, especially as you get older. I don't like drama. I just like the peace and quiet of everything. And to me, I noticed when I was going through, like, two, I'm gonna tell you too, the steroids do give you mood swings. And I was so evil on them things. I was like, I don't want to take these things because it's turning me to like a demon. It really was bad. Like my mother was like, "What is wrong? I'm only trying to help." Like all your support system, you don't want to run them away because you're with steroids it had you on a roller coaster, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to feel because that was my first time ever being sick like that, and it was scary. But you get through it if you just stay focused. Like the diet is important, and also no smoking, no being around smoke. Just I had to change everything, how I work, your whole routine changes because you want to live. You don't want to be on a oxygen tank because you can't get to that stage where you can't breathe and barely breathe. So I
Right.
just wanted to always focus on doing breathing exercises, keeping my lungs healthy, cardio, just keeping them where they can take in air and not be compromised.
Yeah, that's very important.
Hmm.
I definitely appreciate you coming up here and sharing about your diagnosis. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I say dis-ease, and I say the dis because it's a dis-ease in my body. It makes my body feel very uneasy, and I
Right.
know what you're saying, and I can definitely relate with it when you say, "I just want to be normal again. I just
Yeah.
want to feel normal." And right now, I told you I got this camera off. I'm gonna turn it back on, but y'all, I promise you, I've been going through it just sitting here because the body change up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I definitely understand last week you not being able to make it. Nothing but love, nothing but love. Your health is always more important than anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
I
telling your story.
have, I didn't vent it to you about just different things, and we've been to each other just in general. Life, what brings you, what you say, like today, you may feel 1 minute you feel fine, and then you feel weird inside. It's just like your chemistry isn't working right. And looks can be deceiving. Like people say, you don't look sick, you don't look. Listen, people, it's not always disease or dis-ease is not about looks. It's about a
Hmm.
feeling. It's about
Okay.
a knowing, and you already know what's going on, but you don't know because you don't know if it's gonna kill you. You be worried, and then my mind gets racing. So I even had to like calm myself to say, okay, you're not dying. You're gonna fight this. You're gonna beat this. It's just another thing that you got to a hump you got to get over, and you have to be strong. It's hard some days to always be 100% you and so strong, but you can win. You can get over it.
That is so true. Thank you for sharing that. Now you just hit home on something. How you said, because people don't understand when you are hit with things, your thoughts that's real. Your thoughts is like that. You wondering about death all the time. Is it gonna strike you on this day? Are you gonna end up back in the hospital? Did it affect you with anxiety?
Yes, yes, I'm so glad. I mean, my GI doc just sent me to some lady. I was like, I don't need this lady. This is another crappy specialist. And it's actually a specialist to help you because now the big thing is the gut biome and microbiome with the brain because I was having issues with that. And they were like, when the other lady that came on with the UC, the assertive colitis or the no, the Crohn's. I'm sorry, my apologies. The Crohn's. It's a lot of other things that come into play because over time your body can only do so much, and every system works with the other. So when you kind of be like, okay, well, what is this? And am I doing this right? But then it's like he was like, well, you need to go to this doctor because it's definitely something with your brain and this and that. So at first, when he sent me to the lady, I was like, she thinks I'm depressed because they'll use that. Specialists and doctors will love to say that people are depressed. Not everyone is
Mm-hmm.
depressed. They just want to know what the hell is going on with them.
Because it's like you feeling it inside, but you
Yeah.
cannot explain it. And microfarmer, I see your statement. And although it is an autoimmune disease that is invisible, a lot of people have to see. They have to see you physically going through something for them to quite understand
Yes.
it. Or they're gonna be looking at you like ain't nothing wrong. I done
Yeah.
seen it too
I
many
dated.
times.
Remember, we were talking about, you asked about a question. Also, it's hard to date. Some people will look at you and, oh, I will definitely have your back and I believe you. I've dated a man, I was with him for a long time, and he just got on my nerves to the point it was like he wasn't seeing it for what it was. He kept saying, well, you could shake it off and, oh, get up. Like sometimes you just want to lay around because you don't feel well. And I'm a go-getting woman, so don't look at me like I'm lazy, because I definitely gets my bag. And Cynthia know that. So my whole thing is when you constantly calling, like just calling it out as if I don't. First off, it was like offensive, because when it's another person and you're showing them the same regard that, hey, I got your back, whether you're sick, or some people don't have that same empathy for people. That's another thing. It's very hard to date. And I'm lucky to know someone that has my back, and they're now, but then it was like, like I'm lying or something. And then you constantly see me going to the hospital regularly, ER visits regularly. Like you see it, you didn't see me in the of it, and then just disregarding it. Like you could shake it off. It could happen to anybody. Autoimmune is not. It could just pop up one day. It could be anything of any disorder. So many diseases and disorders that you can't even name them all. So it can happen to anyone. Kids, babies, elderly, in between, middle age,
That's so true. And I'm sorry, that was Renaissance grandma who made that comment about autoimmune diseases. My apologies. I said Michael Farmer. He's dropping a video. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check it out. It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
I also, and Stingray say, and that hurts. That do hurt when people don't that people, it's kind of like downplaying my illness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't have to see. Why would you want to see what somebody is actually feeling for you to understand it? Just take their word.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And it was just like, I don't get it, because like me and you discussed, one day you could feel so great, top of the world, get up, great, no problem, no hurting, no nothing. The next day, it's like a train just keep running you over and over all day. And you don't know, it could be, it just feels like it's chemically imbalanced, man. You don't know. I mean, I take multiple vitamins, supplements, I take everything. And I've always been in tune with me, trying to figure out. So I'm always like, well, can it be this test? Could we try this? I just recently had another test that my GI is running, because I requested it because he was just blowing it off, and I wasn't playing with him. So now he sees like, oh yeah, she's quit just saying it's my brain gut, and it's not just brain.
Right. So right. Yeah. So that's another thing. Like before you have you, like with the Addisons, when you were going to the doctor, anytime were you blown off like it was all in your mind?
Yes, by one doctor. Yeah, she was young. She was green. She was green. She was fresh out of school, and I just think she wasn't getting the symptoms correct, and she kept giving me medication. I was like, I just want to reboot my. Let's take a step back off the meds. Let's see if we slowly wean stuff off, if it'll reboot. And sure enough, I went to another endocrinologist, and bless her soul, she's such a sweet lady, because she also caught things that was deficient in my nutrients that I didn't even know I was going through. She said, it's got to be that with this. And sure enough, she was correct, because she listened.
Right.
She listened to her patient,
And that's a good thing. You feel so much better when you do have a doctor who listens to you and just don't try to force everything from the book on you.
Right. And it's not like you say, it's not just because what your platelets are maybe normally 402, where Susie's may be 100, and that's not, everybody's, things are different, and it's always not textbook, because they're taught that, like, if it's not this between this, it's okay. But sometimes you can have autoimmune disease that don't show up if you don't. And then too, it's also blood tests that you can request to make sure that you're not having inflammatory markers, or you can do like a autoimmune test, like to see if it's elevated, or that way you will know that it's something autoimmune. You can't go to like rheumatologists and stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
everybody.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said I go to everybody, every
Hey,
specialist I've been to.
you have to make sure you are good, because if you don't, who gonna do it? Okay, so you
Yeah.
gotta stay on top of your health. I do like how thorough you are. You're very very thorough. Sometimes I feel like for myself, I get so tired of going, so I kind of lax in some areas where I know I need to pick up the pace. Like, listen, I need this test done and that test, but I be so tired of seeing the doctors. I'll be like, oh, I think I feel good even when I'm battling. So.
Yeah, you do. You kind of like just put it in your mind, like, look, not today, not this month.
Don't show up today bothering
I
me.
get no blood work. I mean, they know me. I'll be like, oh, this right here is the good one. Don't go here. They know me. I'll be just reading books and stuff. They don't even, they're like, you must be used to this. Over years and years, you are. Yeah.
Do anybody in the chat have any questions that they want to ask? I was like, what did microphone say? I was looking crazy. I thought I got hacked. I was look, although your chat wife. Who is you talking about, microfarmer?
Oh, he said, I feel y'all pain. One day she woke up hurting and found out she had RA. Yeah, RA is bad. It could be real bad.
Oh, he sent his wife. Okay, the message was split. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's bad.
Yeah, rheumatoid arthritis is real bad. I know Mrs. T with the T have that. It's so many invisible illness, and that's why I was like, I just want to raise awareness because people need to know. Like you see somebody out, and just because they look fine, don't mean nothing.
Not at all. I think I told you I went to the ER just a few weeks ago. I was at the gym just rowing, and I got confused. I thought I was having a stroke, but I just got so turned around. I was like confused. And they were like, that's when I told you they were trying to say that the Addisons seemed like it was like rearing back again. Because they said, dude, my blood pressure was low. That's what the symptoms are, low blood pressure. I was kind of having chills again. I wasn't nauseated, but I was kind of out of it mentally, like confused. And she did give me one dose of steroid, and it did help me. And I was dehydrated too, so she
Okay.
was like, maybe just to make sure to wean it off, just always keep it checked.
Now I know you have an awesome, awesome mom, and I know she's sitting right there by you. I know she is.
She sleep, girl.
She
She's
sleeps.
snoring. I'm surprised. He talking about static. I hope they don't hear her snoring.
She is an awesome support. But like, did you ever go to counseling?
I have been to counseling to cope. Initially, my mom, she's my support system through and through. But sometimes I just like space sometimes. And it's, when you go to therapy, she teach you how to like just take it all in and relax. Because I was so, like you said, the anxiety level was so high because it was such nervousness, and then my mom is always there like, what's wrong? Well, I'm just checking on you. I'm just checking on you. And she's a mom, so she's gonna check, and people be like, you 47, yeah, but that's my mom and I'm her daughter. So
yeah, she's gonna be curious about what's going on. She want to make sure everything is good every step of the way. So that's normal.
It's been totally real bad. Like, so she be, scared. Like when I moved away, I moved east for 3.5 years. And she was like so nervous. Like, I don't know, what about the doctors there? And they were trash. So I would come home once a month for my checkups. I would come from New York area all the way to Detroit every month, once a month. Yeah.
Wow.
Because I didn't their doctors. Their doctors aren't thorough.
Look, I know how you can go to another state and them doctors don't be what they supposed to be. So when you find really good doctors, you want to hold close to them. The Renaissance grandma said she was going to do nuggets yesterday on autoimmune diseases, but it was too huge. Miss Renaissance grandma, can you break it up in parts? That'll be awesome because it's something that needs to be discussed and it's awareness that need to be raised when it comes to autoimmune diseases because they're becoming more and more prevalent. Like you're seeing a lot of people diagnosed with them. I mean, young people. So that would be great. And I definitely will be tuned in and sharing it out because everybody needs to be aware. And stress can take you out.
Stress.
And everybody stress can take your body right out.
Yes, because I was getting so bad where I was like, am I dying? Oh God, I feel like I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm constantly telling. And you know, sometimes when you speak things into existence, they really happen. Not just the good, the bad too. So I was like, quit speaking that. Quit saying that with your tongue. Quit even thinking it. Just think of good things, your businesses, what you're trying to do in life, you know, progress in life. And I always have an idea for something bigger than me all the time. So I try to think and just go off of that so it won't be an issue, you know, as far as me speaking negative.
Right.
So,
Yeah, because you know, words have power. You got to manifest where you want to be, even with, you know, a diagnosis. I said disease, wherever it is, you know where you want to be, so you got to manifest it. Microfarmer, I understand. I'm sorry, I did. I read your Miss Renaissance statement, but I looked up at your name, and you know the brain don't always be braining over here, y'all.
right.
It don't.
It
I'm over
don't.
here. I'm struggling, y'all. I'm gonna do this camera so y'all can see. This is what I'm looking like because I got a cuss.
Oh,
I gotta constantly do this.
look, you started off sleek. Now it's like puffy.
I gotta do this to survive this, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. It's
Oh,
horrible because my head feel like it's expanding,
yeah,
about
it's
to
hot.
explode.
I mean, it's hurt. Like, yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, a lot of stress. But I appreciate you for coming on.
You're
I'm about
welcome.
to wrap it up because it's about that time. And
Okay.
also, you know, at the end of every Sunday, I do a Cash App giveaway. So this week, I'm just gonna do the same ghetto method, y'all, until I learn a new method. Let me write down my number real quick
You're so I
for
want
those
to
who
share
still
this.
here.
Can I share this on my page? You guys don't
Oh,
forget to go to Sit Pretty and Slay. Just add me, subscribe, and
well, let me
I'll
do
do the
this.
same for you guys. You know, that's what this community is about. Helping one
Yes.
another.
Let me share you out again. I'm about to drop her link, y'all, again in the comment section before I do that.
You call her Miss Seeley.
Hmm. Hey, Miss Rashonda, thanks for coming in. I hope I ain't jack your name up. I really didn't. I hope because I
Bad,
know
what's his name? Badass 93.
that.
Dang, Miss Seeley. You gonna get it, sir.
That's okay. Because when I come
I'm
to
not
you,
even
I ain't gonna be
calling
Miss
like a
Feely.
nickname for Cynthia. I'm like, that don't say Cynthia. I
That's
need my
me, girl. Don't badass is gonna cut up in people's chat, and it's fine. You
yeah,
know.
we leave him to it, honey.
Thank you, Miss Renaissance Grandma. I'm gonna
Oh, he
definitely
said
feel
I'm kidding.
better.
Oh, he said I'm kidding.
Yeah, he don't mean no harm, girl. That's why I ain't say nothing. I would have blocked him. You know
Mm.
that. Miss Tay said I'm back. So I'm doing my daughter coming out here some other time. This is what I look like, honey. I do. I call myself Miss Seeley though. That's funny that he say that because that is what I call myself on bad hair days. I be like, I'm Miss Seeley, but this is how I'm feeling because I'm yeah, stressed,
Well,
y'all.
I be what's the lady from Set It Off? I be having them throwbacks, girl. The
Who's
ones
that?
that go straight back.
Oh, Miss
Braids, the
Cleo, girl.
throwbacks. Queen
Well,
Latifah
whatever. This is what it's
might
doing
be the
right now.
character she played. I be having them throwbacks.
This is what it looked like. But okay, so
I'm
I'm
gonna
just gonna
share this to my page. We can share it, right?
almost definitely. Did I drop your link?
I don't think so. Oh, wait, is this it?
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
You
But
drop it
you would
again.
tell me how to do it. I don't know how to do that part. I'm new to sharing stuff too, y'all. Oh,
Ms. Lynn said I've been there and I understand. Badass was looking for you, Tay. They always threaten to put me in timeout. He need to be in timeout. So
yeah.
I'm gonna pick a number. Well, I already have the number written down, y'all, from 1 to 20. So if you could just pick a number, then I cash app you. Yeah, my hair is just going like this. Like,
You know what? You might have to come get a do the video for me.
okay.
Yeah, so we'll talk because I know your daughter gonna do one too.
Okay, yeah, most definitely. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because you'll turn me from Sealy to something else, right? Hey, I ain't man. I look like Sealy on that camera. Come on.
Look. But once it's luxurious, you're gonna be like, look, you're gonna be like, hello, chatters. Y'all picks. Oh, we got 15. Lynn's
So
line.
is anybody else gonna pick a number? Don't be acting like that, y'all.
Pick a number. 17. We got 15 and 17.
15 and 17. Nobody else is gonna pick a number, Miss Prashonda, micro farmer.
23. He picked 23.
That's badass. Micro
No, this
farmer, I
micro
said
farmer.
1 to 20.
Oh, Rashonda picked 3.
3. I said 1 to 20. So
23
it's
count. Oh, 7.
okay.
And
So
picked 7.
okay. So my number is. Can y'all see this number? It's 12. I'm gonna learn YouTube so I can do better ways. That's a 12, y'all.
So who won? 13. Was it
The
7?
person who didn't go over 12.
7, was it? I thought somebody else said 13 or something. Let me make sure. 15, 17. It was 7. Badass one.
He bad.
Wait a
Badass.
minute.
You could drop your cash app and I send it to you. I thank everybody for tuning in, and most definitely I thank you for even coming on here. I really appreciate you. And I'm sorry, I'm feeling that I don't know what's going on with my head.
Okay,
But
go ahead. Get some rest. Get some rest. You probably need a Motrin or something, or some just relax.
I need probably sinus pills and
Yeah, to get that clogged.
new kids daddy.
This might be the weather.
Yeah, might be. Micro, we already you was funny. We already
Pass the,
badass one.
oh, he said pass the
Oh,
blessing.
pass the blessing to the next person.
So who was
Who was
that?
the next person?
Uh,
Rashonda.
yeah, she was 3, right?
Yeah, Rashonda, you can give me your cash app and I can cash app it to you.
Thank you guys for following tonight.
Yes, thank you all.
Logging in on Cynthia's live, and I'm so glad on what she's doing. I'm proud of her for this because it's putting awareness out here where some people weren't even aware of what's going on with disorders in general, like certain disorders they never heard of. So this is a great.
Exactly.
Thanks
And
for
I'm
doing.
sorry about my hair, y'all. But I had to let y'all see like this is what I was doing behind this camera. Rashonda, you gonna send me your email? I mean your cash app. If you want to just send it on in a message, I'm on IG, or I can give you my email.
Mm-hmm.
Tay like, yeah, he needs to do that. Girl, don't be lying to me, Tay. Now wait a minute, I thought we was friends. Don't tell me I look good and I don't. I look horrible.
No, you don't.
Girl, I do.
No, your hair just old. That don't mean you look bad. Your hair hurt. That's understandable. You know how.
Badass that I appreciate all of y'all. I'm always learning from everyone. Yeah, I actually have a list in my car that I started of everything I've learned from people on YouTube. And I said I'm gonna do a whole little short about the things I learned from people on YouTube. Can you cash app this for me? Oh y'all. This is bad. Okay. All right. So my daughter's gonna send this. Can you send this so I can end my
Okay.
you
So
go
you.
get it so I can end my live?
Okay.
Just one moment.
Let me see. Look at you, microphone now. Okay. I'm just gonna save this too.
Okay, I'm not gonna get off until your cash app come through. I'm sorry about that again. I got teenagers, y'all. That ain't right. I don't care if you were half adult and you ain't no adult until you could do stuff for yourself.
I do a lot for myself. I wipe my own butt, right? That's sending me $10.
Okay, so I'm sending it right now. It's not gonna go through with my face.
Oh, I thought you wanted to put your little Cynthia like in MF with her.
No, just send it.
No,
Whew, I apologize, y'all, once again for my hair looking like this. You over there, I'm gonna have to come to you. I'm coming to you real soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Kiani. I think your daughter, I'm sorry. We'll figure out a day because I might do
Okay.
2 tapings in 1 week.
Me too.
Okay, y'all, she doing tapings too. So she say
Oh, she
she
do tapings?
look at her now, girl, in the background. She do tapings. Yeah,
Is it
but
gonna blend with her cutting my hair short?
I don't know. She's talking about you go cut her hair short. We might have to take you
Did
off.
she get a trim already?
Yeah, it ain't time for a trim for her. I
Yeah,
don't
she
think.
already had a trim.
No, but she's videotaping and she's doing the hairstyles for free. Just if you let her vlog you. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. This is
I
Ella Rashonda.
I
I will
see
have to
Jennifer.
pass it to the next person. I will not be trying to win nothing. Did you get it, Miss Rashonda? Saying you are not worried about your hair stopping me. I am really worried about my hair. I am, y'all.
But trust me, when we silk it, it be beautiful.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I really appreciate you using your energy. That's another thing. So I did sweet treats, y'all, and I stopped. I kind of back from it because I was like, people don't understand, and it's really not for you to understand because you providing you want business a service, but it takes a lot for me to use my energy. So
Yeah,
I
it does.
appreciate you.
Yeah, it does. I just had a couple. Remember, I told you, long as I get it, I bring me some coffee. I'm good. I might be up to 3 in the morning, but I'm okay.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm just a push through kind of person, y'all. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I try to push through. Remember on the live-a-thon show, I almost died the night before, and then the next day I was real sick. Girl, it was real bad, but I still pushed through. But I just was like, I ain't gonna end this. I'm
Yeah.
still waiting on Miss Rashonda just to confirm you got your cash app.
Is she
Wow,
still on?
LOL. I wipe my own, but you heard her micro farmer. Oh, wait. That is my oldest daughter. She is a mess. She need to go on somewhere and come back another day. Okay, so yeah, say you helped me out that day. So I'm just waiting. I'm so embarrassed by this, y'all, but I'm really not because this is real. People don't know, like you could be up 1 minute and down the next minute. Well, it said it went through on my end, y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all was educated on Addison's and sarcoidosis. I know I was. I appreciate I'm gonna make sure I don't call her by her real name. Her government. I appreciate her time up here. Girl, you know my man don't be braining right now. I say the government. Oh, okay. This is yes, I got it. Thank you. You're so welcome. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm about to go ahead and log off and take something for my head because it ain't right. It ain't right. I don't
Bye,
know.
guys.
But that's my daughter saying bye, everybody.
Hey, guys.